everyone. The story today takes place in the continent of Africa, in the country of Botswana. So, we know about continents. This right here is the continent of Africa, this giant, massive land. Right here is the country of Botswana. Today, I will be telling you the tale of a girl named Tselane. And at the end of this story, we will be thinking about how this story compares to that of the Little Red Riding Hood. But do not worry, we will compare all three stories later on. Once upon a time, in the southern region of Africa, where the Bantu language is spoken, there lived a girl named Tselane. She lived with her mother and father. The family lived in a little round house with a thatched roof. One day, Tselane's mother said, "I must go to the village for some things we need. You may stay here, but be sure to keep the door locked. Watch out for the hungry leopard who roam the land." Tselane's mother set out for the village. Tselane stayed home by herself. Tselane stayed home by herself before. Each time her mother would return and call out in her sweet, high voice that sounded like the song of an agata bird. "Tselane, my child," her mother would call from outside the door. "I have brought some food for you. Open the door." "That is my mother's voice," Tselane would say. "Her voice is high and sweet like the song of an agata bird." Each time, Tselane would open the door and see her mother standing there. Her mother would always bring Tselane some bread and porridge. Tselane would then sit down and eat with her mother. One day, when Tselane's mother had gone to the village, Tselane heard a knock at the door. "Tselane, my child," said a low, gruff voice. "It is your mother. I have brought you some food. Open the door." "That is not my mother's voice," said Tselane. "My mother's voice is high and sweet, like the song of the agata bird. Go away, you wicked leopard." The leopard went away, but he came back soon after and tried to make his voice sound like a woman's voice. "Tselane, my child," said the leopard. "It's your mother. I have brought you some food. Open the door." "That is not my mother's voice," said Tselane. "My mother's voice is high and sweet, like the song of the agata bird. Go away, you wicked leopard." The leopard went away. He came back, but this time he drank a special drink that made his voice higher, to sound like Tselane's mother's voice. "Tselane, my child," said the leopard in a high, womanly voice. "It is your mother. I have brought you some food. Open the door." "That is my mother's voice," said Tselane, "high and sweet like the song of the agata bird." Tselane opened the door and saw the leopard. With a fright, she tried to slam the door shut again, but it was too late. The leopard stuffed Tselane into a sack and carried her away, intending to take her back to his habitat on the savannah. After carrying the heavy bag for a while, the leopard stopped by a small stream. After traveling so far in the heat and carrying the heavy bag, he needed a cool drink. Rather than carry the heavy bag down to the stream, the leopard left the bag on the side of the road as he intended to be away from it for only a short moment. The leopard climbed down the hill to the stream to get a drink. As soon as he was gone, a little girl came walking down the road. Seeing the bag along the side of the road, the girl became curious, so she peeped into the bag. She saw some fingers sticking up and quickly closed the bag. "Whose fingers were those?" she asked. "Mine," said a voice. "My name is Tselane. Please let me out. I am smothered in here in the small hot space." "Tselane," said the girl. "Why, your mother is my aunt. She has been visiting here in the village." The little girl let Tselane out of the bag. Then she and Tselane ran to get Tselane's mother. When she heard what had happened, Tselane's mother filled the leopard's bag with scorpions and snakes. When he had finished getting his cool drink, the leopard came back to the road and grabbed the sack. Then he set off for his home. When the leopard arrived back at the savannah, he opened the bag, intending to start eating his tasty feast. Instead, angry snakes slithered out. Dozens of scorpions poured out of the bag, shaking their poisonous tails. The leopard put his great speed to work and darted or ran quickly across the savannah, never to bother Tselane or her family again. As for Tselane, she decided to always accompany her mother to the village and follow her mother's instructions, and they all lived happily ever after. Before Tselane's mother went to the village, what did she warn her daughter about? Remember, the leopards that roam the land. While Tselane is at home, she hears a knock at the door. Who was knocking and what did they want? Well, it was the leopard. How did she know that it was the leopard and not her mother? Well, that leopard did not have that beautiful, high, singing voice, just like her mother. What did the leopard want again? Probably to capture Tselane, maybe eat her for a tasty treat. So, Tselane is captured and put into a sack or a giant bag. How does she escape from that bag? Do you remember? The leopard went down to get a drink from the stream, and while she was up by the side of the road, a little girl walked by and helped set her free. How does Tselane's mother get back at that leopard? Remember? What did she put in that sack? Oof, scorpions and snakes. Yeah, not a good thing to open. So we know the story is fiction. Things like this couldn't really happen. But there are things in the story that could happen. There could be a girl named Tselane with a mother. There could be a mother that goes down to the village. The little girl could have a cousin. But leopards aren't going to be able to talk to you. They're not going to be able to trick you or drink a special drink to make their voices higher. They're not going to carry you in a sack. So yeah, there are things that are obviously fake and not real, but there are things that could happen. What's something that you could learn from reading the story? What did Tselane learn? Well, probably to listen to their parents' directions, right? She should have listened, watch out for the leopards that roam the land. Don't let anyone in. And she didn't really listen to that and got in trouble. One of the words in the story has this at the end of it. This I-G-H-T. If you put all those sounds together, it goes ite. And you'll notice it's missing a part of the word up here. Now, I'm going to help you think about words that could be made by putting a letter here. So it ends with ite. So we could think about a letter that goes in the spot. What if we put the letter L? Ite. Light. Was the word light in this story? No, not light. How about the letter F? Ite. Ite. Fight. There wasn't any fighting in this story, so it wasn't fight. I'm going to keep that letter F there and add an R. So now we have an F-R. Fright. Fright. Fright was in this story. It was used at the part when the leopard was at the door, and it says, with a fright, Tselane tried to slam the door shut again, but it was too late. Fright. What does fright mean? Fright is a sudden feeling of fear. Like if I wake up in the middle of the night and I hear a strange sound, I think I would feel a sudden fright. I'm going to read 6 sentences and tell you my feeling on it and if I would feel fright. You might feel differently. Sentence 1, a spider falls on my desk. I think I would feel a fright, especially if I wasn't expecting it. 2, a dog barks at you. I guess it depends. If my dog is playing with me and he barks at me, we're playing and I'm not scared. But if I'm going for a walk around the block and all of a sudden a dog runs up to me and barks, I would feel fright. 3, my friend gives me a hug. No, I like that. 4, all of the lights suddenly go out. I guess I might feel fright for just a quick second, but if it's a storm outside, I know why the lights went out. How about 5? A friend calls me to play outside. No, that's fun. 6. 5, 6. 6. A friend comes up behind me and yells, boo! That would give me a fright. All right. Right, fright. All right, fright. Cool. All right, everyone. We are going to end the video for the day today. Thank you for learning and listening with me, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.